Good afternoon. I am Mike Sitton. I have been a landscaper for my entire adult life. And tonight I'm going to introduce you to a plant that's dear to my heart. It's this Fragrant Viburnum. Viburnum ferrii, Fragrant Viburnum. It is a beautiful shrub. It blooms mid-spring, which means that most likely the best time to prune it's going to be right after it blooms, so it has time to set buds for next year. And you don't need a whole lot of equipment. Velcro number 2s. I'm sure that other pruners may work as well, but any true landscaper has a pair of Velcro number 2s. Let's get started. We will start by following one of the fading buds back to a pair of leaves. And we'll get as close to the leaves as we can and take a little snap. The reason we try to get down to a leaf is just so we don't want a lot of dead wood, risk of introducing disease, and it's unsightly. We'll just continue looking for leaves as far back as, not any particular one, just I'm trying to keep it very small, so I'll go down to each one just to get an inside leaf. And that'll help it branch out and stay super small. Every little place. And every time that we do this, there will be, right here, there will be 2 more limbs branch out. Then here, 2 more limbs will branch out. And it just to make a very full shrub. And I did this last year and it was absolutely covered with flowers this year, and it's a beautiful afternoon here in western North Carolina. There's no need to rush. I can take my time, and the pruners are sharp, and so it's really an easy job just to take your time and do right. Sometimes on commercial jobs I don't have the time to really study what the plant calls for me to do. And here at my house, I can take my time and do it the right way. I'd like to tell you that I've never just took a pair of hedge trimmers to a Fragrant Viburnum, but I have. This will produce a much fuller shrub in the end, so I think it's worth doing. Of course, every now and then there's some dead from a few years ago that you got to break out. I'm trying to keep it away from pruning this like this is pretty much common with all spring flowering shrubs. You do it right after they bloom. The azaleas, the forsythia, camellia, about anything that blooms in the springtime, you want to cut right after it blooms so it has a chance to set new buds on this year's wood. If you wait too late, you'll be cutting all the flower buds off, and all next year's flowers will be gone. This is a very zen-like process. And I know it's worth it because next year it'll be absolutely covered with flowers. Even getting back in here, each one of them is right there next to a leaf. Remember what this looked like a few weeks ago? Oh yeah, it's looking nice. On the very top, some of them get pretty big, but you still, same thing, taking it down to the first leaf you see. Still getting back in here, and it's getting the big ones. For some reason it grew taller in the back. Well, it gets the eastern sun. It's getting close. A few more clips and we'll have this one till next year. You just have to stand back and see what it's looking like. Sometimes you stand back and it needs a little adjusting. You can take a little, this one here, looks like it needs to come off. These leaves look like they got some frost damage. It'd be okay, but just to make it look a little better, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. And I've seen some more, there we go, even though that takes it in a little further than I wanted. That's the bad part about it. Sometimes you cut one and try to make it even with the next one, and you have to just keep on making it smaller and smaller. So sometimes the biggest challenge is just knowing when to stop. I think next year it'll be covered in blooms and it'll be beautiful. We'll be doing it again next year. Till then, see y'all.